I was in California at the Google mothership recently, and I was really struck by the huge diversity of ethical dilemmas that we actually are facing. One of the things that struck me when I joined Google about 11 years ago was how dominant the discussion around tech for good was. Everybody at the time believed that tech was necessarily a good thing, regardless of where it was or what it was doing. And the fundamental change in California at the moment is that that has completely evaporated. The sense, even within the big tech companies, even within a Google, that tech is necessarily a good thing is no longer there. And at the time, it was a real North Star for everything that we did. Now there is an ambiguity around what we do that is completely different. There is a sense of an us and them that's been developed. There's a lack of trust. And these are manifested in very real things, like, for instance, the shifting of prices within San Francisco, where the tech worker, so to speak, is displacing people who just don't have the wherewithal to live in places that they've lived for a very long time. And you've got that kind of tech disruption, which is very real and very physical, actually disrupting and displacing people where they used to live and breathe and behave. And on the other hand, you come back to Africa, and I feel we still have a tech for good. I think it's still there. We still feel that tech can be for good. But our problem here is not so much that we have too much tech, but it's too little tech, and it's badly distributed. So we have a small number of people who are able to use technology in a way that's very, very similar to the rest of the world. If you look at people, for instance, in South Africa who are about to buy a car, they run as many Google searches as people do in Europe or in the US. So they behave very, very similarly. On the other hand, we have 20 or 30 million people who have no access to the internet at all. And that, for me, this is the real issue, is not so much too much tech, which is what we have in California, and ethical dilemmas born of that. In Africa, our dilemma is too little tech, and how do we distribute it more evenly so that everybody benefits?